Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm Micah Frankel. Today, joined by a familiar face. We've got to talk to her a couple times. A big fight on the horizon. Indeya Rodriguez. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing so good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad to hear everything's going good for you. You have another insurmountable task where you're the underdog ahead of you. Miyo Yoshida gonna be the opponent, a former world champion. What kind of excitement hits you when you're getting this kind of opportunity?
It's very overwhelming because I know that this could really open up some doors for me. So I feel a lot of excitement. You feel the nerves, the anticipation of a fight, but it's just so much bigger because she is, like you said, a former world champion, and it's gonna be a big deal. So I'm excited.
Did this automatically strike you as a tough challenge, that this was going to be the biggest task of your career to date?
Yeah, every fight I take it as another challenge, but definitely for this one in particular, just because of her resume, she is a former world champion. I think it was like her previous fight that she just lost that title. So it wasn't that long ago that she held that title. So I know that she could back it up with what she does. So I know I have to really bring a lot to the table if I want to come out on top with this fight.
Any hesitation, any negative thoughts towards taking this kind of opportunity?
No, no hesitation on my end. I'm just ready to fight. I just want to fight.
Did you know her? Did you recognize the name when it was offered?
Honestly, I did not. I did not. And she had only fought in Japan before here. This will be her US debut. So I honestly had never heard of her before this.
And from what I'm reading and understanding, I believe she's relocated now to the US. So this is like a relaunch to her career. Does that bring almost like a certain kind of ease to you that it's a relaunch of her career? She's reestablishing herself. So she's getting used to America, and she has all the pressure and expectations. You come in kind of free, I would expect, at this fight.
Well, it doesn't really ease too much off of me because I feel like with that expectation of this being her US debut, she's really gonna try to bring it. She has to make an impression on the US fans, so she has to do that with me. So I feel like she's gonna really try to bring her A game. So I have to bring my A plus game. I have to bring A plus plus.
You reside in this spot where you've been the perpetual underdog. How have you grown comfortable in this role?
I think it's really just my determination to get to the A side of the fights. I really want to be a headliner. And I know the only way that's going to happen for me is I have to get these tough fights and I have to start winning these tough fights, but I have to just fight. I can't just be complacent and wait around for just every fight I think I'm going to win. I have to compete. I have to show that I can be number one because I really do want to eventually be a world champion myself, and you have to beat the best if you want to be the best.
How do you feel that your previous experience going up to New York, you fought a big stage before there, I believe the theater at Madison Square Garden. So you've seen these bright lights. Do you feel like that'll be a benefit to you because this is already going to be a massive stage?
I do think I'm just used to always coming in as the B side. I'm used now to coming into these bigger stages where the lights are really more so on my opponent. But I'm at peace with that because I know it's gonna be my time. My time is coming for me to be the one that people are coming to see. And so I'm just taking it step by step right now. Just step by step, fight by fight.
Even being the B side, though, is there a feeling of recognizing, well, I'm here? I mean, this may be her fight to reestablish, and we understand, but
Interview presented by Canaceutics Medical Dispensary, proudly serving New Mexico cannabis patients with trustworthy all natural medicine since 2010. Located at 4316 Carlisle Boulevard, Suite D, here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with veteran discounts and daily specials available.
main event, I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel more at ease when I go into these fights. Before it was definitely like the anticipation when you first start doing things, but I feel like I'm an old pro at least at this part of it. Like I know what to expect. Like you still get that anticipation, that adrenaline as you wait for your fight and all that, but it's nothing. It doesn't feel negative. It pumps me up.
And then as the boxer that India is becoming, what's changing, what's evolving, what's happening with your game recently?
Definitely we've been trying to work on my footwork and head movement. That could always be cleaner. Just working on being more accurate and just more precise with every punch I throw. I want every punch to mean something. I want every punch to, you know, give me some type of result.
It's for the last five in the win column for you. What do you think has led to those results? What do you feel are some of those big factors?
I would say, like I said, my head movement I feel has really improved in the last couple of years, and just my footwork, just moving, being able to get in and out. I've been working on that, and I feel like I've been able to at least perform that in the ring recently. So that has really, I feel like that has stepped up, and my cardio, of course, that's always going to be so important to me. Cardio always.
And your coach, I know that you guys have had this long-term relationship. You guys are in this together. What has he been saying about your improvements? What has he been liking? Is it the same thing, or what is he hounding you about still to do better?
Definitely my hooks. He's like, man, you have such a strong hook. If you would just throw it more. So I've been trying to work on throwing my hook a little more precisely, getting it out there, just really bringing it out. So that's his main thing. He's always going to find something, which I appreciate because there's always something you can improve on. So mainly the hooks.
What do you do in this fight against Yoshida, against a well-traveled veteran who's seen big spotlights? What do you do to establish your presence in this fight?
To establish my presence in this fight, I just feel like I need to just come in with the same amount of energy I always come in with all my fights. Like they're not gonna get some half-ass fight from me, excuse my language, but they're gonna get full energy from me. Every round I try to bring full energy. Every round I'm gonna try to throw hella punches. So I try to set the pace. That's what I try to do when I go to these fights. I try to set the pace.
We know that you're going to be widely considered an underdog, and it's something that, again, you've been used to. You've been in this role. Do you find it kind of finally feel like you're able to embrace the underdog role as your story?
Yeah, I think I definitely can take that as my story, and I appreciate it as my story because I've had now up to 14 fights, and I'm 6-6-2, and some of my losses, some people would argue, and even I could argue, may not should have been losses. But as I get further in my career and more established in my career, I know people won't be able to do these type of things to me. So I accept that, and I know it's the harder road to travel, but I'm gonna travel it because I know it's gonna be much sweeter when we get up to the top of this.
Impartially asking you,
Mm-hmm.
6-6-2. If judging was correct, what would your real record be? What do you feel like you would actually be right now?
Right now, I feel like I'll be at like maybe 10-4. I feel like more like 10-4.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right, all right. So there were some bumps in the road, some
Yeah.
corrections to be made, but there
Yes,
there
for
were
sure.
some decisions that you'd call controversial in there.
Yeah, I would definitely consider some of them more controversial, but I feel like I could genuinely say like I've been beaten like 4 times. Yeah, but yeah.
You talked about the easy road, but for reals, when I talk to you, when we look at your journey, it's like forget the dirt road. You found a road that was like halfway paving with rocks and stuff to take this journey down.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just because it's just me and my coach and my husband now. He comes with us, he rolls with us, and we don't have like a management team. Like when he calls, he's my manager. My coach is my manager, and my husband is like our manager. Like it's a very small team, and we're not under a big promotion, so it's a little harder to get those fights. It's a little harder to get people to back you up, to want to put you on their shows and all that. But I know when I get up to that point, people are going to be calling us more. Like, I'm already seeing it. So I just got to keep that pressure, because I know these doors can open for us.
Well, you're trying to get the calls. I met you from fighting Amy Salinas. She had a great amateur reputation. We look at your record. There's Fatima Duyeva. She was 11-0. You're just coming off of a win over Selma Urbina. She's 13-2-1 at the time, or 13-1-1
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah.
So it seems like to me, even though you're not the A side, you found your way in to big spots already so far.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like with Sulem, that was my very last fight I had in New York. She only ever had 2 other losses, and those were both from when she was going for titles. You know, I gave her her 3rd loss, and that was me with my 6 losses. So that was a very big deal. I know that really got eyes looking at me like, who is this person over here? Look at her record; it's awful.
And what did that fight that night mean to you?
That fight, it meant so much to me. It really did. Because, like I said, Sulem, she was 13-2. She only had 2 losses, only 2. So I was like, I really have to go out here and show out. And I really felt like I did. I really felt like I made a stamp on New York that night, and that was my 3rd time fighting in New York. So the first 2 times I fought in New York, I lost both times. So that felt so good to come to New York and actually win the fight,
And what did you think was key that night to pulling off that upset?
That one was definitely pressure. I just didn't let up the whole 8 rounds. I was just on her the whole 8 rounds.
14 fights into your career. How well, I guess, knowledgeable with your own style and comfortable with what you do well are you becoming?
With my own style, I feel like I'm still kind of developing my own style, because I feel like I could definitely be lighter on my feet. That's something I'm trying to work on, move better. That's something I'm working on. But I do feel comfortable with just letting my hands go, letting those hands fly. But I'm always going to be super critical of myself, I guess, because I'm like, there's so much more I could be doing. And that's what I'm trying to do, like the footwork, the head movement, the accuracy. That's something I'm continuously working on.
Flying to New York, driving over here to fight in New Mexico, short notice fight here, B-side there. How do you keep this headstrongness and forward drive about your dream?
Really, I say for my family and myself, because I have like a nephew, I have 2 kids as well. I have so many people behind me, and I don't want them to see, okay, she lost this fight, she's just done. I want them to see, hey, look, she's still out there trying. She's still going to get up there, even though it's disappointing. Because, yeah, I definitely get down and disappointed when things don't go your way, but I bounce back. I know I got to get back in the gym. I know there's going to be another fight, and this is a sport at the end of the day. You're going to have some losses. That doesn't mean you're a bad fighter. And that's what I try to remind myself, and I remind my family and my kids, even if things don't go your way, that don't mean you're bad at it or you're, just bad in general. It's just something you got to do again. You just have to keep trying.
Did you know that you had this level of resiliency, or is this something that the sport has brought out in you?
I think it's something the sport definitely brought out of me, because this is something I'm very passionate about, and I'm not that much into different things. Like, I love to read, and I like to watch anime and stuff like that, but boxing that's what I do. This is what I'm passionate about. It's something I'm good at, and I'm like, and I just want to keep trying to get better at it,
With the biggest fight of your career ahead of you, what are you watching at night? What kind of anime are you watching to get away from the ring, to take some time away for yourself? What is your relaxing show?
Right now I've been watching Demon Slayer. I've looked at My Hero Academia. Those are the main 2 right now, Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia. And I also love this other show. It's not an anime. It's a show on cable TV called Abbott Elementary. It's about a elementary school, and I used to work at a school, so it takes me back. It takes me back to that crazy schoolness. So yeah, those are my chill out things. Mm-hmm.
A last note on the fight. What do you think is going to be keys to getting that victory, to once again doing what you do and pulling off the upset?
I think with this fight, the key is straight punches, just straight down the pocket, just straight face up and down, straight punches, not a whole bunch of wild up flapping arms, straight. It gotta be straight down the middle. So that's gonna be key, I feel like, for this fight. Mm-hmm.
And one last thing on the underdog. Do you not even notice it anymore? Do you just, it's every fight, so you're like, it doesn't even phase at this point. It's just who you are.
It's just who I am at this point. Like, I already know, okay, I'm gonna be the little picture. It's okay if I even get a picture at all. It's cool. It's this is the journey I have to take. These are the little steps, the baby steps, till I get the big picture. And it's okay. I'm cool with that.
And we know with your husband being the musician, are you still planning to walk out to your song for this one? Are we getting one of his originals? What are we doing?
He hasn't wrote me a song. You need to get on that. But hopefully they'll let me go out to my theme song, my Celia Cruz, La Negra Tenen Tumbao. If they let me pick, because they don't always let you pick, I'm definitely gonna roll out to that.
It's always great getting to catch up with you, ma'am. Wish you best of luck. Great talking to you.
Thank you. All right. Good talking to you. Bye, everybody.